Uh, Hello. I would like to thank you, all of you, for allowing me and for inviting me to be here with you today in this magnificent event. No? Let me introduce myself. My name is Jaume Puig. I'm the CEO and also the Chief Investment Officer of one financial company, GVC Gaesco Asset Management. We are based in Barcelona and we are managing mutual funds in Spain, in Luxembourg, and even in Japan. No? Before starting, please let me first of all my condolences to all the Brazilian people, especially all those living in Rio Grande do Sul, and the families of the dead people, all the displaced people, all the people who is even disappeared of this great tragedy. Just for you to know that we are with you, okay, supporting you in our heart. Then I would like just try to explain you a little bit how we're doing things, and just for you, if that could be of any benefit to you. So the first thing I would like to tell you is that in our job of managing assets from many people, many companies, foundations, insurance companies, lots of individuals, I would always, I mean, we're a very long time company, have a long history, behind us. But there is something that we always have done. It's giving an extraordinary importance to the corporate governance of the companies. No? I don't want to bother you, but just to know that we have in our investment process, we have different stages. But the second stage is a very important one. We do this lots of company meetings, For instance, last year, 2023, we did more than 200, well, we did 269 company meetings with companies of 17 countries and many sectors. And for instance, year to date, this 2004, we have already done more than 150 meetings with companies. Two-thirds of these meetings are with the CEO of the companies or the CFO, and the rest, one-third, normally is with the investor relations of the company. Then the purpose of these meetings is, of course, getting to know more about the company or the sector, but this is not the main purpose, because normally when we do these company visits, we already know the company and the sector. No? Our purpose of this visit, main purpose, is to establish a conversation with them, trying to find out if they are a long-term management or a short-term management. So if the management has a long-term view or really a short-term one. Just for you to know that if at the end of this meeting we mark them, from 0 to 5, and if we think that the management that we have been talking to is too short-term oriented, then we finish and our process is not going. It's ended. Of course, we might be wrong, but I can assure you that doing these more than 200 meetings for a lot of years, our balance is positive. I think that we have been able to detect a very good management, long-term one, very skilled one. The kind of management that when it's taking decisions is thinking in the company 20 years ahead. Of course, we have always met this short-term oriented management who are only thinking about their bonus next year, and of course, then we banned this and we forget this kind of companies. So we always did this in our investment processes, as I mentioned, the second step. Now, and all this ESG thing that, all this sustainability, what is happening in investments, I would like to give you our perspective. Well, in Europe, I lived what happened, let's say, 10 to 15 years ago, when all the ESG sustainability issue was more a marketing tool than a reality itself. Now, today in Europe, believe me, situation is absolutely different. Okay, the companies have been, changed their mind. They have been doing a lot, and I know it because when we discuss with them all the capex, their investment, where are they allocation their money on a daily basis? Believe me that always has to be with ESG is absolutely serious. So now it's a different world in Europe. Probably the first country that was more involved in Europe in this was France. They had a very advanced law in 2015, but now believe me that this is absolutely serious. We manage all the money that we manage for institutional clients, especially. I mean, we wouldn't manage the money if we were not ESG compliant. So it's serious in the companies, it's serious in the investment managers, and it's also very serious in the final investors. No? Of course, I mean, for us, the crucial thing is to being absolutely serious, or not doing some kind of greenwashing, these kind of things that from time to time happen, but believe me, this is a minority, so we have seen the change in Europe. It's absolutely changed, I cannot tell you if this change was due to the true convincement of the companies, which is, I think, is the case in most of the cases. But for instance, if we know very well different industries, for instance, the global tourism, we invest a lot in global tourism, and believe me, in global tourism, they want to double, the amount of people being global tourists from 1 billion people in 2019 and even last year to to almost 3.0 billion people. And for instance, the industry knows that if they don't change the procedures, in every way, in planes, in boats, etc., this is never going to be achieved. So I'm not sure how many companies have been doing this because they are convinced, or there might be as well some companies that might think that if they don't change, they will not be able to achieve their own, objectives. So tell you which is the real purpose of everyone. But what I can tell you, can assure, is that in Europe, this is an absolutely change in the company's mind. So this is not anymore a marketing tool. There is a long way in other places of the world, but believe me, I think that this is one-way ticket, So it's not a possibility not to do it, okay? So, well, but this is the reality. And then just for finalizing, I wanted to mention to you that we started a very nice project with Humanizadas because we find out all the job that Humanizadas had been doing in all the relationship of capitalism, conscious capitalism in companies in Brazil. We realized, we get to know this, and we were surprised by their job. Then we were doing some job of extending the Humanizadas methodology to the rest of other companies worldwide, companies that we are normally investing. And Humanizadas developed with this Humanizadas score. That's what we call it. No? And our aim is that before the year end in 2024, we will create a fund which is going to be called, the name can change because the CNMV, our regulator, can change it, but Conscious Business Equity Fund, and this fund is going to be managed by us, and using the Humanizadas score which has been developed. So, well, I think that this will contribute more to our commitment to this. And of course, I would always like to thank you, all of you, for your time, and Humanizadas for the great job that they have been doing with us. And I can assure you that the job that we have done together, but especially Humanizadas, with this Humanizadas ratio, has been a very good one. So I hope that next time I can address to you, if of course, if you want it, I could announce that this is already launched and working, and I think that working very properly and making not only investors earn money, but more than that, do it in a very business conscious way. Thank you, all of you, for your time.